Hey, welcome back, guys. Episode 2, titled To Thine Own Self, was a necessary table setter for the pending chaos that'll certainly ensue in the episodes to come. A major theme throughout is the phoenix rising from the ashes, hope emerging from a hopeless situation, something our characters in this episode know all too well. I'm here to break it all down in typical Top 10 WTF fashion. Before we begin, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe, and bell notification to immediately receive these videos. Also, big thank you to all of my channel donors. If you'd like to be the next one, drop $1 on that Cash App for us. And lastly, a spoiler alert is now in effect for all things power. Here we go. WTF moment number 10, Broken Inspiration. Charged with the task of finding Monet's true assassin, Kane and Drew hit the streets for questioning in the matter. They run up on a target already levied with the tax of a broken arm, and break his other one following his failure to provide further insight. Interestingly enough, Drew was briefly distracted by the Castillo memorial painted on the side, specifically Gordo's face, reasserting his hatred for Monet throughout the episode. WTF moment number 9, Suspended. Davis's past misdeeds officially catch up with him in this episode, as his law license is suspended due to the allegations brought forth by Jenny Sullivan. This seems standard enough on the surface, but is later darkened by the impromptu appearance of Detective Carter at McLean's office. He reveals his sway with the Bar Association and dangles the opportunity for a full reinstatement in exchange for assistance in catching Tariq. WTF moment number 8, Threat and Natasha. Detective Carter catches up with Tariq next and takes his temperature in a riveting battle of wits between the two characters. Carter sizes up our favorite outlaw and maintains frame for the most part, even during the comparisons to his father, something that really gets under Reek's skin. However, that very composure is threatened when Tasha's name is brought into the mix, and worse yet, the possibility of her losing witness protection and thus being vulnerable to finally coming to terms with her own sins in the form of street justice. For those of us who believe Tasha's time is coming to an end, we just got a major Easter egg here, one that could hit different later this season. WTF moment number 7, Messy Monet. Following Effie's sway with the Russians, a meeting is set between them and Noma to expand the latter's drug enterprise. But a paranoid and pilled out Monet crashes the meeting, further driving the wedge of distrust between the Russians and their potential partner. Then, Monet literally crashes out as she faints in the midst of the mess she created. WTF moment number 6, a warning unheeded. And perhaps the most important flashback scene, Monet and Janet are heading home with baby Kane in the back seat, when suddenly they're pulled over by the police. Monet commands her sister to grab the gun out of the glove box and begins a tradition that she's maintained right on down to our current day story, using her kids as a buffer in crime. She hides the gun in Kane's baby seat and is thoroughly rebuked by a younger and fully haired Lorenzo, who discovers not only the gun piece, but the drugs Monet was riding with as well. He then prophetically commands her to not mix our kids with business, finishing that, quote, "This shit will not end well." No truer words have ever been uttered in this series. WTF moment number 5, Revenge of the Sun. Tariq pays Tasha an immediate visit in the aftermath of his brief encounter with Detective Carter. He warns his mother of the zealous law enforcer's threats against her WITSEC status, but is disrespectfully interrupted by her game goofy boss. Later, we get a sweet taste of revenge through Tariq's actions against the store manager, as his fingers pay the price for the failings of his mind, Tariq vigorously crushing them while threatening further harm if Tasha, or should I say Rachel, is disrespected again. Reek even threatens to burn down his crib if the offense is reported. WTF moment number 4, Unplanned Parenthood. Diana's pregnancy potential has been a hot topic in the weeks leading up to this season, and that burning question was finally answered this episode, as Diana is shown throughout with an accompanying pregnancy test that's later deemed positive by her physician. What makes this even more compelling is that Monet's failings as a mother are outlined during this episode via flashbacks and current affairs, leaving one question in our minds: will Diana repeat the sins of the mother or redeem them through her own child? We just might learn the initial answer soon enough. WTF moment number 3, Noma's new muse. Noma confronts Kane about his extended drug/gun deal to the Russians on her behalf. Furious with his defiance in the matter, she has him restrained for a pending $150 courtesy of the Blade, only to be mocked word for word by Kane and subsequently intrigued by his audacious nature. She then promptly orders Obi away, offers Kane a drink, and begins what's sure to be a fatally exciting affair with her most unlikely and hilarious subject. WTF moment number 2, Sayonara, Obi. Detective Carter's final angle is played out via Obi, He presses Noma's right-hand man on his connection to Tariq and those ill-begotten green cards for Obi's family. Then, he surprisingly arrests Obi, all but sealing his doomed fate, as Noma warned him about the validity of those cards and the lingering danger they could cause to her enterprise if obtained illegally. And WTF moment number 1. Oh baby, I missed you. Tariq, having lost his new, less improved ride, along with his resolve in all matters broke, sets out on arguably his most cathartic mission to date, the reclamation of his old blue Porsche and one true love. He catches up with 2-Bit clandestinely and uses his spare key to drive away with his original baby without fight nor struggle. Hilariously, 2-Bit flies out the restaurant clamoring for the stolen car, much to our delight. Some lingering thoughts before we end today's video. Our boys begged the universe for a traditional college experience, and that's surely what they ended up with. Student loans, work-study jobs, and chief among them all, brokenness. The final piece is a new, yet discomforting feeling that would only end with their inevitable return to moving weight. While we're on our main duo, we witnessed Tariq and Brayden take their own versions of L's here. They're both adjusting to not only low resources, but shame. Tariq in the form of the school shooting and the scrutiny of his true part in it, and Brayden losing the power of his good last name due to the Weston Holdings criminal enterprise. Both of them are confronted by contemporaries affected by these narratives, and it only strains their already difficult college experience. If Diana is still working at the candy shop, and one of Tariq's 3 jobs is the candy shop, then it's going to be real sweet, pun intended, when Diana unleashes her big secret on him, especially considering the newfound dissension between them. While we're on Diana, just because she's pregnant doesn't automatically make it Tariq's baby. I mean, after all, she was getting clapped by catcher Shea Butter a la Freeman, or whatever the fuck his name is, last season. But for narrative purposes, it likely won't be his child. Tariq seemingly is getting him out of here this season anyway, so we'll see. It was revealed this episode that Monet lost a kidney during her shooting. The effects of that, coupled with her medication, oxycodone, are likely linked to her blackouts and flashbacks scattered throughout the episode. And finally, carnal leanings aside, Noma has strategic context for courting Kane. For one, he's younger than her current sideman. More importantly, he's American, not bound by certain restrictions that would only necessitate green cards or any other red tape of that sort. Noma revealed during this episode that she's intending to make her stay in America as feasible as possible in order to set up another headquarters there. Kane is the perfect conduit to her organization, both professionally and personally, with this in mind. But that'll do it for this one. What were your thoughts on episode 402? Be sure to drop in your opinions in the comments below. As always, I thank you for watching today's video. If you liked today's video, go ahead and drop $1 in that Cash App for us, hit the like button, share it with your friends who are Power fans, and subscribe for more content such as this. This is Rudy P. Magic of Rudy P. Magic Beats, and have a blessed one until the next one. Peace, y'all.